This review is going to be kind of fun because it's on a knife that I never meant to buy. And this is the GiantMouse Vox Anso GMF1 4mm. Big mouthful on that. But I got this knife in a lot. I've mentioned this in some other videos. I had bought a lot of knives, as in like a group of knives, from a fellow knife enthusiast who runs a local antique shop. He needed some money. He had put together a whole bunch of knives, and he wanted, I think it was like 200 or something. I forget exactly how much it was. It was like 200 or 250. And there were several knives in there that I wanted. You know, Zero Tolerance 0350, some old knives of mine that I had sold to him that I was able to buy back. There was a SOG Trident in there. That 511 tactical assisted knife that I reviewed. That was kind of neat. Didn't really want it, but it was in there. There was enough stuff that I just wanted for myself, where the value of those knives was, I think, over $400. And everything else was just a bonus. So in a way, I got this for free. And after getting it, it just sat. I didn't carry it. I didn't use it because I didn't like it. I didn't have any interest in it. My intention was just to, turn around, sell it to someone else, and be done with it. It was just included. And one day, after having lost several knives at work, several folding knives at work, I should say, because I take anywhere between, on a slow day, 19,000 to on a busy day, 47,000 steps a day at work. And so, knives clipped to your pocket, they bounce out, no matter how strong your clip is. And I lost my Cold Steel Pro Light, I lost a Gonzo, and I lost a Bird Goonie all that way. Lost the Goonie the day that I bought it. And so I decided, you know what, I'm not going to be clipping knives to my pocket anymore outside of like Ozark Trails. But even at work, I don't want to carry the same knife every single day. And so I started rotating. Some days I'd clip that Ozark Trail. Some days I'd put like a Buck 112 or a Schrade Bear Paw on my belt. And one day I thought, screw it. I'll put this thing on my belt and see how I like this little fixed blade as a everyday carry knife at work. And it's the one that's been getting carried the most here recently. I've kind of fallen a little bit in love with this thing, even though I have a lot of criticisms of it. Okay, I'll take the knife out of the sheath here so you can see what it looks like. This knife is overpriced. I want to say that right from the get-go, right from the jump, because this tiny little knife, as nice as it is, and as well made as this sheath is, and it really is $175. Okay? $175 for this Bohler N690 version. It does come in an M390 version. I think that one's $225. So also incredibly expensive. And this is a small knife, as you can see. It's a very, very small knife. So I want to premise this by saying this knife is overpriced. Especially considering it doesn't come with handle scales. And that is something I'll harp on a little bit later in the video. But even despite that, I love it. I can't stop carrying it at work. It's just so functional. And that's the thing, is this is a very functional utility knife. It's not super attractive, it's not going to wow anybody, but it does the job. And that's all I needed to do at work. Can't lose a fixed blade. It's not popping out of the sheath over here. It's held in really well. Blade doesn't intimidate anybody. It's too small. And it makes short work of any of the boxes that I need to cut into whenever I'm either breaking them down to throw into the trash trucks, which is what we call our carts we push the trash and biohazard around in, or whenever I'm, opening up inventory to stock the warehouse. This gets the job done. And, also on lunch break, I've sliced in half a few of those foot-long subs you buy at Walmart. Yeah, this little blade does that too. So it's just become a personal favorite work knife of mine. Going through the tech specs real quick, here's the sheath. Beautiful leather sheath. There's our company logo stamped into the sheath itself. Stitching is absolutely beautiful. We have a lot of rivets, so you could put like some string through here and neck knife carry this. The retention is good enough that you're not going to lose this knife in neck carry, so you absolutely have the option of doing so. I do love how well stitched together everything is. I haven't had any of these threads pop loose or fray. You see it is handmade in Italy, very nice. And then our belt loop, large enough to accommodate the belt that I wear at least. One criticism with the sheath, despite how nice of a leather sheath it is and how thick it is when we're inserting the knife into the sheath, unless we specifically angle that cutting edge over here, the blade is coming into contact with that leather. You see that? And that means we're cutting the sheath every time we extract the knife, And it also means that that leather is rubbing against our edge, which is dulling our edge every time we take it out and put it back in. Okay, just realistically speaking, it is a criticism against the sheath. Not a huge deal, but something you might care about. Okay, blade is 2.6 inches long. It's a drop point design, and it's made from N690, which is a European equivalent of 440C. 440C is my personal favorite steel, so I'm personally completely fine with this. It's kind of an upgraded 440C. It holds a decent edge. It sharpens easily enough. It takes a very nice edge. It's got pretty decent rust resistance, especially in this black finish. I'm not sure if this is a titanium nitride. I think that's what they advertise it as. It looks more like a black stonewash to me, but whatever. The blade functions, okay? Our tip is nice and sharp. It's able to penetrate into everything I need it to penetrate to. It's fully flat ground. It slices really, really well. It opens boxes really, really well. It is slightly thick behind the edge, not crazy so, but it is a somewhat thick stock blade for one this size. But it still takes a very nice edge and gets nice and razor sharp. So I do like this little drop point blade. Do I think we should get a better steel for the price point? Yeah, I mean, I'm the guy who always harps about how people are too damn focused on getting super steels, but when we're paying this much money, we probably should be getting a better steel than N690. I understand this is a European knife, but there's a lot of European knives out there, and at the end of the day, if we're making a strictly budget argument, objectively speaking, we can get better steel at this price point, and in a much larger form factor too. This is a tiny little blade, okay? So that is a criticism. The handle has no material because it is just one solid tang of knife. So if you want handle scales for this, you will buy them separately. GiantMouse sells optional scales that are either micarta or titanium, and you'll pay a minimum of $65 for those scales. Again, look how small this is. This is a 2.8-inch handle. And the scales only cover from here to about here. This upper section doesn't even get covered. 65 bucks. It's ridiculously high. Yes, this is a well-made knife. Yes, it performs very well, but this is still a lot of money at the end of the day for something so compact. So that's a bit of a miss for me. That said, ergonomics, despite only getting a 3-finger grip, it's comfortable enough. It's not melt in your hand comfortable. I mean, we don't have any damn scales, but it's comfortable enough. We have some jimping up here. This jimping is very functional, locks my thumb in well. We also have it down here. Same situation. So we do have some traction despite not having any handle scales. But I feel like at this price point, it should come with scales. And I really wish that, 3D printers on Etsy would start 3D printing scales for this so you have a budget option. Because it's not a cheap knife. And if you drop the $175 for this, or whatever they're selling it for, like $175, $180, and then the extra 65 bucks, I mean, you've invested a lot of money in a very small knife with what a lot of folks will consider a substandard steel for that price range. So keep that in mind. It is a valid criticism. Obviously, no traction on here, but still, I do think it's a decent looking little knife. I don't think it's a pretty knife, but it's a very functional, very utilitarian knife. And that's part of the reason I can't stop carrying it. I mean, it carries so damn well in this leather sheath. It doesn't scare anybody at the hospital where I work. And it just works. It just slices so damn effectively that, I don't know, I can't help but love it. It's a weird relationship because I had no interest in it when I got it, but damn, it spends so much time on my belt now. And realistically, what is it in competition with? I mean, technically, every everyday carry knife you could possibly buy, but I'm not super familiar with any smaller fixed blades like this at this price point. I know they're out there, and someone's going to scream, oh, the SE Azula and some others that I've definitely forgotten about. Yeah, they're out there. They are. No doubt. And when we bring in neck knives, because this can be neck knife carried, the competition gets even steeper. But if you want that beautiful Italian craftsmanship, because this really is, I mean, if we look at everything, it's all rounded very well. Even inside those, drill outs in the handle, you see the machining is very high quality. The jimping is cut beautifully. The sheath is top notch as far as to how well it's made. This is a killer knife. It's a very well-made knife. It's just a very expensive knife relative to the materials and size. So keep that in mind. The weight on the knife, 2 ounces outside of the sheath and 3.6 in the sheath. I'll go ahead and show that to you. Bring in our drug dealer scale. So in the sheath, it's 3.6 ounces. And out of the sheath, it's 2 ounces. Okay? So it is light. You don't notice that you have it, whether you're belt carrying it, throwing it in your pocket, or throwing it around your neck. It is a very lightweight, everyday carry knife. Am I happy I have it? Yes. Am I going to spend 65 bucks on some handle scales for it? Well, honestly speaking, because I carry it so often and I did basically get it for free, yeah, I'm going to. I mean, it's just a mandatory upgrade for me. But it'd be rough if I had to pay the full price for this thing and then buy the scales. That's all I'm saying. Mentioned earlier, in-sheath retention is phenomenal. It's not shaking out. Don't worry about this if you want to wear it as a neck knife. It's not going anywhere. All in all, I like the knife. It's not amazing as far as materials to cost ratio, but it is an amazing performer, okay? Definitely not a budget-friendly option, unfortunately. But if you're looking for a really well-made little everyday carry fixed blade, it's hard to go wrong. Check out GiantMouse.